So, DGP Tuesday, week 20. Don't forget to have your DGP help notes up. You all are going to have to get used to the fact that you are going to be taking DGP quizzes over these, so start getting used to that fact. First thing we're looking for is complete subject. It is the who or the what of the verb. Well, we found the verb yesterday. Okay, it's either going to be are playing or like. Okay, since we have two very separate verbs, most likely, sorry, this should be present. Since we have two very different verbs, most likely we're going to have two very different subjects. So, who is the what of are playing? Who are playing? Okay, the Ducks are playing, but that isn't what we're referring to. Okay, remember that is a reflexive pronoun. So that is actually our subject. Now it's a separate subject from our next one, which is like to eat popcorn. Who likes to eat popcorn? Well, in this sentence, who likes to eat popcorn are the Ducks. Now let's check to see if we actually do have two subjects that we need to find. We do. We also need to find two verbs. So in all likelihood, looking at Wednesday, we will have two separate clauses. Okay. I will tell you that this one's going to have a middle clause inside of it because that going with our playing and the Ducks going with over here to like means that we have a middle clause inside of a second clause. Okay. We don't know who that is without the Ducks, so it's probably also going to be a dependent clause. But all right, so the next thing we need to find on Tuesday is the complete subject. It's a simple subject plus any modifiers. So does anything modify Ducks? The word the makes it more specific. So therefore, it is our modifier. Remember to highlight those and then give a single underline. Our second subject of that. Does anything modify that? Very often people will say are playing. Well, if you're into the verb, as you'll see again here in a minute, then you're into the predicate. Okay. So the only thing that modifies that is that. Okay. And the Ducks to be specific. And we know what that is because we know what the Ducks are. All right. So let's look at what we need to find next. Simple predicate of the verb. BT takes a direct object. We love English. Okay. And BI. It does not take a direct object. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, looking at the two verbs that we are looking for, because that's what it says that we are missing is two verbs, and then we're trying to find our two verbs. We found them yesterday. One was playing. All right, are playing. Are playing the guitar? Are playing? Do we get to a direct object itself? Because we do have an infinitive phrase that becomes a direct object. Are playing is not that. This one is the I. There is no direct object. Okay. The Ducks like. I will tell you, this one is VT. Okay, this one's VT. We'll talk about why here in a minute. It will relate to the infinitive phrase. The next thing we need to find is the complete predicate. Okay, now the complete predicate is verb plus its modifiers. Okay, are playing what? They are playing around the dock. That is the full modifier. In this case, there's a preposition that modifies our verb. Okay, since it modifies our verb, let's take a look at the preposition now because we do have a prepositional phrase. Okay, starts with our preposition, which is around, right? And then it goes to our dock. All right, so it goes from around to dock, which is our object of our preposition, our OP. Okay. I will tell you that we are modifying playing, so that becomes an adverb prepositional phrase. Again, we said that in the complete predicate, Anything that modifies the verb plus its modifiers is the complete predicate. So let's take a look at our second verb. They like what? The ducks like what? To eat popcorn. Okay, so you would highlight those and then draw your lines underneath. Make sure they're double underlined. Again, that is the last one down here in order to make sure it's double underlined. And then the last thing we have to have is our infinitive phrase. The infinitive phrase works the same way as our preposition. It goes from the infinitive to the object of the infinitive. So our infinitive is to plus the verb, to eat, and then it goes to where? What's the object of the infinitive? It is popcorn. That is our full direct object. We know they like to eat popcorn. Again, the infinitive turns the action of eating popcorn into a noun. So now we have an infinitive phrase, to eat popcorn, identified. Let's check to make sure we've done that correctly. Infinitive phrase plus modifiers and objects. All right. That's DGP Tuesday for week 20. Any questions or concerns, let me know.